What's up, guys? Sean here, coming at y'all with a quick little video. Gonna be going over some Eagles training camp notes today. Defense had a huge day, offense struggled, but Jalen Hurts didn't really let it break him down. Trotter Jr and jaylx absolutely dominated today on defense, showing why they deserve to be in the starting lineup. All that and more, but first, if you're new here, please like, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content we're posting here. We're doing daily Eagles content, daily NBA content, and I can't do it without you guys. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you so much. Let's get right into the video. First thing I figure we'd cover a little bit on defense and some of the injuries that we're dealing with today. EJ Smith posts here some big picture takeaways from the Eagles practice. jaylx and Jalen Carter had statement practices. Hunt had several sacks, quotations, mostly against Fred Johnson, but was also effective against Jordan Mailata. He's been great so far. A heavy third down install day, so we saw a different look from the Eagles offense. More shotgun, a few RPOs mixed in, but the talent on the Eagles defense really showed on those high leverage downs, both in the pass rush and the secondary, which made things tight across the board for all three offensive units. So first things first here, all offense first, second, and third teams struggled today. They're working on a lot of third down stuff. The defense knows what you're doing. Obviously, as an offense, you have to execute perfect in those situations to get the best out of those looks. So no surprise that they struggled. I also read that Jalen Hurts had a touchdown on a read option play, so they were still semi-effective there, but the defense absolutely ruled the day. Jalen continuing to look good against such a good defense just speaks volume to him and what he's going to do this year. And once the team gets on the same page, you'll feel a lot better about things. Obviously, this is the third day of camp. I don't expect the offense to be destroying this defense. If they were, we would have a big problem that we need to talk about. This defense is in its third year under Vic Fangio. It is stronger than it's ever been. I think this is the most depth they've had across the board, minus maybe safety, and they still have safety blankets there. But this defense is going to be too much for a lot of teams this year. This is an offense that's only had a couple weeks to really get its feet underneath them. Yes, they've had the playbook for a couple months now, but they're just getting into drills, just starting to work. So no surprise that they're struggling, but I do like the fact that you're seeing first team defense versus first team offense. Iron sharpens iron. Let those guys go out and show what they're worth. Continue to rotate guys and see who fits where. With time, the offense will definitely start to look better, so I'm not too concerned about this. The injuries looked pretty bad when I first saw it this morning. A few of them are excused, so it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. We're actually doing pretty good in terms of the injury front. Jahad Campbell, Taquan Graham, Lane Johnson, and Elijah Moore were all excused today. Lane Johnson being missing, another reason why the offense was probably struggling a little bit more, with Fred Johnson filling in some areas, and then Mikel Bell filling in other areas as well. Cam Williams and Cole Wisniewski are both actually injured. A knee contusion for Cam Williams and a hamstring for Cole Wisniewski. Wisniewski can't really afford to miss camp right now. The safety battle is so tight. You know, anybody could really go in and win this job, so you don't want to see someone like him missing time right now. Cam Williams on the O-line, I think he's a guy that we brought in that has a little bit more leaning room because he can play tackle, he can play guard. So I think he'll be okay once he's back. His injury looked way worse than what it was, so hopefully he's recovering quick and he can get back to work. But Cole Wisniewski, I really need to see him back on the field because we do not have a lot of safety depth, and he's someone that we need to see as much of as possible before we start the season. Landon Dickerson came out for a little bit today. Drew Kendall immediately went in and got reps. From other things that I read, he actually didn't do too bad of a job, filling in pretty well. That's good to see. He's developing well with the Eagles. I expect him to be on the roster this year, so everything good you're seeing from him, the time they're giving him, it has to do with his work ethic and where he's made it to this point. So if he's getting first team reps, that's a really good sign. Caden Steele posted a few more standouts today at Eagles practice. Trotter Jr, he was all over the field, always in the right place, super intelligent. Mac McWilliams had a PBU and had a tight coverage on another incompletion. jaylx, he's providing consistent pressure. His athleticism really popped. We're seeing depth across the board. Mac McWilliams is a name we heard a lot last year. Obviously an undersized guy. It's a big uphill battle for him to make this roster. A name that I really liked last year, a guy that I'm rooting for. Don't expect him to make the team, but with him making plays and his name being in the news, that's all good for him. And it'll be interesting to watch him a little bit during preseason. Trotter Jr, no surprise, he's eyeing for a job. Any chance he gets to be in the starting lineup or that someone's missing time and he gets to fill in, you're really seeing how much he can bring this defense day one, right now. I mean, he he's just been with Fangio this entire time. He knows exactly what's expected of the linebacker position at all three positions. He's unbelievably smart. His dad was one of the best linebackers in the league during his time. Later, obviously, not so much in the beginning. A huge tool in Trotter Jr.'s bag is his father and his experience as well. And then I think you bring on his size and his athleticism. He's not the biggest guy, but he is super athletic and he does not miss tackles. So any chance he gets to start, I think he's just going to continue to show his value. Campbell needs to make sure that he doesn't miss too much time or misstep, because I love Trotter Jr. and I would love to see him getting a chance to start. I know we're super packed at linebacker. I know Campbell probably is the better option, but Trotter's just a story you can't help but root for, and it makes it hard not to want him to be in that starting lineup. jaylx Hunt, again, another report. There's 5, 6, 7, 8 different reporters, all with multiple tweets about jaylx Hunt. He has absolutely been taking advantage of camp, and something I can't help but notice, you're not really seeing Nolan Smith's name pop up anywhere, and I think jaylx Hunt has an early lead on this starting battle, and he's going to be our guy moving forward, and he looks like he deserves it. Nolan has to get his ass in gear, or he's going to end up traded. He's going to end up out of here. Sean Mannion on his relationship with Hurts. The back and forth has been outstanding. All offseason, we've been talking about Sean Mannion and Jalen Hurts, and every day it just looks like it's getting better and better. No matter how bad the offense might look on any given day, the schemes they're drawing up isn't in question, and the quarterback isn't in question. And that's something you really want to see, because that means those two guys are on the same page. They are getting work done. It might not look great now, but come the regular season, I expect these guys to go out there and have an amazing season together. Sean Mannion is young. Yes, he has a lot of learning to do. I expect there to be mistakes from someone who's never been in that position before, but everything has gone right up to this point, and it just builds the trust that you have in him. Having a leader like Jalen also makes things a lot easier, because Jalen can look him dead in the face and go, no, that's not going to work. We've done it before. It failed. We can't handle that. We can't do that. We don't have the personnel for that. It's just a bad play. And Jalen's the type of guy these coaches are going to listen to. I mean, I'm not going to say they don't have a choice. They absolutely do. But it's stupid to go against the quarterback who's won Super Bowl MVP and been to 2 Super Bowls in the last couple years. You're going to pay attention to what he has to say. The relationship between Sean Mannion and Jalen Hurts, that connection there has just been fantastic. I think seeing a little bit today about Sean Mannion running some read option, allowing Jalen Hurts to still utilize that athleticism. It seems like the last 2 years outside of the tush push, we haven't got to see Jalen really get out and run. And that adds another element to our offense that makes us even more unstoppable. That'll help Saquon, that helps the O-line, and just makes the offense run smoother at the end of the day. The last thing I really wanted to go over was Makai Lemon. Even up to this point, even with the offensive struggles, we're still hearing so much buzz about Makai Lemon, and he had a presser today and got to talk a little bit, talking about the kind of leader Jalen Hurts is and what their relationship is like. Makai Lemon had already been working with Jalen Hurts through the summer, which we knew a little bit about. We didn't know how much, but it's fantastic to know that they're already on the same page. I believe Jalen already has an idea of what Lemon can and can't do and where he's going to be his most useful, and that's going to make things exciting this year. It's going to be a big year for Lemon. He absolutely has Rookie of the Year written all over him. Also, they had Lemon fielding punts today. We talked about that before. A little scary coming off the hamstring, but after seeing his footwork drills, after seeing him move, I don't think there's any limitations with Lemon. I think he is full go, and we are seeing it right now, and that's super exciting. I mean, drafting a wide receiver in the first round as the Philadelphia Eagles is a terrifying thing to do. It's gone wrong so many times. We've had so many flops at wide receiver over the years, and if Lemon really comes out and can give us 80% of what Smitty has given us over the past couple years, we're going to be set. We're going to be absolutely set, because Hollywood Brown, Dontavian Wicks, all these other guys we brought in, they're not afraid to go out and work. They're not afraid to go out and do the dirty work, big catches, tough catches, standing, blocking, waiting their turn to get an opportunity. None of them mind. They've all gone out and made it clear that their job at the end of the day is to win. And that makes this one of the most exciting wide receiver groups we've ever had. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for me. Wanted to keep it short. It was a pretty intense practice. It was one of the longer practices, but again, the defense kind of shut everything down, made it hard to talk about anything offensively. It shows us that the team is growing. They're moving in the right direction. The defense is absolutely locked in. Can't wait to see when we go into joint practices practices, what they look like against a different team, and then into the preseason, really getting to see them in pads full go. I think they're going to take a step up from last year. As crazy as it is to say, I think our defense just gets better and better and better. As long as we have these core pieces intact, everybody's paid, everybody's happy, there's no drama. We're looking at a top 5 defense all day this year, and that's super exciting with the emergence of jaylx Hunt, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. You go out and you bring in Tariq Woolen, Cooper DeJean moving all around the field, Quinyon Mitchell being an absolute lockdown corner, and then Jonathan Grenard coming in to just eat and chase the quarterback down and create disruption in the backfield. It's going to be really exciting this year, guys. So comment down below. Let me know who you're most excited to see. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for your continued support. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.